Hello, everybody. Today I will be looking at complaints about Pokemon Legends, and also, if I look at the comment section, challenge mode, make a real argument against my video that debunks my points instead of saying the game isn't out. Even though later in the video they say that, saying that it's a children's game is a poor excuse. I mean, it is a children's game. It's literally meant like games are meant for everybody to enjoy. Like this is literally rated E. BDSP was also rated E, and yet it was fucking difficult for the little guys. Like for real. Like kids have been crying once they beat the champion because they're like, "Holy shit, we finally did it!" And of course, I'm gonna look at complaint videos about the newest version of the series, which isn't even out yet, and people have already started bitching at it, just like BDSP. And a lot of people have been concerned if Game Freak would be even working on this and focused on BDSP, which is completely false because it was just completely developed by Ilka, and it was just directed by the original director of the Diamond and Pearl games. So, and yet they expected evolutions, like mega evolutions and shit, and regional evolutions for a game that already exists. Like, what the hell? But anyway, let's watch the video.
Defending Pokemon Legends are either dishonest or willfully ignorant. And the biggest way to prove that is by breaking down the gameplay and story of Pokemon Legends. There's also a lot of other problems that just keep getting worse and worse. So think about it right now. What is the core gameplay loop of Pokemon Legends? Pause the video if you have to, because then we're going to get into it. If you thought open world main series Pokemon Adventure, ding ding, you're completely wrong, and that's been.
People expected this, to be honest. People expected this from the from the map layout. Like once people got to see the map, everybody expected the areas to be divided anyway. And saying that this isn't like open world, some games are open world and just aren't that are just like this. Like they also need to have loading times as well. Like for real. Just because it actually has different areas to load in instead of it just being completely open world doesn't mean that it's not open world. I can like a few games are like that and still count as being open world game. And I think it's just not fair that people are treating Pokemon like this. Like expecting bigger and better things. This is the future. Pokemon should have better shit. And everybody expects Legends to be like this huge step, even though it's just a normal step. It's a normal step to the future of Pokemon, and a lot of people just want this to be a huge leap for them. And like this is a step in the right direction for Pokemon, stepping out of their normal formula just to give people a game that they've been wanting for over 4 years. And yeah, it's just been an idea that people have wanted to be real for a long time. And now that it's actually becoming a reality, everybody's complaining about it, and it's fucking stupid.
Been proven by a statement from the Pokemon Company confirming Pokemon Legends is not an open world game. So
Yeah, well, it still has open world aspects. It's not sure it's sure you have to load into each area, but that doesn't make a huge difference. A lot of a lot of games that have the the tag of open world have been able to do that before, and it hasn't felt too bad at all. Like it's pretty nice. And a lot of people are like, well, Nintendo made this game, so it should be the same thing as that. Like Breath of the Wild isn't made by the same developers, dumbass. Literally. It's made by Game Freak, the company that makes RPGs. Only RPGs. And one time made a different one after years of not doing so, like not working on another game besides Pokemon. And some people liked it, some people didn't. And you know what that game's called? Little Town Hero, which nobody talks about because the game was pretty boring for most people, which I could see why. Uh, but Toby Fox made music for the game, so I bet the soundtrack's good. Um, but yeah, like, come on, dude.
So all the people out there that are like, yes, we finally have our open world Pokemon adventure that everyone's wanted, they couldn't be further from the truth. Now, a lot of people have heard that
People are already claiming this to be Breath of the Wild Pokemon, which it basically kind of is, but a lot of people are just like saying that it looks bad, looks terrible. Like Breath of the Wild, like also looked like similar to this, and a lot of people are probably gonna still complain about the trees, which I won't, because like someday they'll make their own. They'll make like their own better model of the trees. Like it will probably look better, but open areas. Who fucking cares? They did this with Sword and Shield, and yet you're defending Sword and Shield for it and bitching about it. It makes no
the game
sense.
isn't open world yet, there's still a lot of people I see that are just like, yeah, open world Pokemon, even though that is just wrong. Now, we might also be thinking, yo,
Some people do that as a joke. Some people don't actually mean it. Like some people have like watched the trailer. Oops, wrong thing. Some people have watched the trailer and have seen that it's not like completely open world, and like have looked at the Pokemon news and just say it's an open world Pokemon game as a joke. Like some people say it as a joke, but most people just don't say it as a joke, and probably haven't looked at the Pokemon website, or B haven't seen a single trailer to even bother looking at it, because just to avoid spoilers. And I've been avoiding spoilers, but my recommendation page says no.
main series adventure, like even if we're in the past or even if all these things are kind of weird, it's still gonna work out like Monster Hunter. Well, it's not Pokemon Monster Hunter either, because your goal is not to be the best trainer in the primitive Sinnoh region. Your goal is to complete the Pokedex.
This was before anything. These are the ancestors. Did you expect them to have gym leaders this early in the years of Pokemon existence? Whenever like people were still like using one Pokemon as a partner and rarely having two. This is whenever Pokeballs were invented. This is whenever the Pokédex was still being made, and you're bitching about having to complete it. This is the whole fun of the game, the catching mechanic, the like battling the evil Pokemon things. I forgot what they were called. I'm just gonna call them God spawns, but yeah.
In the most tedious way possible. So
There's been a lot of games that have been tedious, and Pokemon is like the aren't you tired of the old formula? Don't you want a new change for Pokemon? Like I wanted a new change. I'm getting tired of it. I'd rather go back to the old games, specifically Heart Gold. Heart Gold was so fun, and everybody hates Chikorita for some reason, even though that was actually my starter. Uh, it was pretty difficult.
this is the gameplay loop. If you thought Pokemon Legends was going to be anything different from what I'm about to say, again, you are completely
Again, setting up your point as to be the right, like the right opinion. Remember, this is just a fucking opinion. This isn't even all truths for that matter. This is an opinion. The game hasn't even released yet for you to criticize the gameplay already. These are just trailer aspects. The game hasn't even released for you to already judge the gameplay and mechanics of. I wouldn't recommend to do that so soon and so early before the game even releases. The game literally releases in 23 days.
Mistaken. So, you add information to your Pokedex by catching Pokemon, but catching a Pokemon just once won't be enough to complete its Pokedex entry.
Yeah, because this is whenever the Pokédex was still being made. It makes sense. It's not catching the Pokemon and they automatically know what it is. It's like you're actually studying it. It's like you're actually trying to fill in the Pokédex before the Pokédex was even a thing. So, yeah, it's supposed to be that. This takes place far into the past. Sure, you have a phone, but everybody's predicting that's probably time travel, and which wouldn't make too much sense. But it's a Pokemon game, of course, it probably makes somewhat sense. Like the universe has already been fucked thanks to ultra wormholes and shit.
You're going to have to do all kinds of things. Catch it multiple times, defeat it multiple times, use certain moves, watch it use moves against you, and do all.
Well, as far as I look at it, you only need to catch it once. It's just counting of how much you caught and number defeated. That you just probably need to all do these once. You're just taking it an extra step further to make it seem like it's gonna be more of a chore than it already is. It's not. Everybody's just gonna build a team, like battle Pokemon and beat the story. What I'm gonna do is complete the Pokédex. That is my goal. I see that as fun. Literally a Pokemon game where battling is optional. I like battling, but at the same time, I want my break from it. Pokemon Snap was not my break I was hoping for.
Kinds of other weird things before you're allowed to progress in the story. That's right, your content is gated behind catching Pokemon in a way worse.
Wait. Number of its forms you've registered. Is it talking about its female variant? Or like how its female and male counterparts? Or will Shinx actually have a variant? If so, that'll be a fucking whoops on Game Freak's part.
Than Pokemon Let's Go. And that is the hypocrisy I'm out to crush. Because people were upset like, oh man, Pokemon Let's Go, there's no battling, you're just out there throwing Pokeballs all day.
This isn't the same as Let's Go. Battling is optional in this. Sometimes you're forced to battle, like the God Spawn Pokemon. Literally, you're forced to battle them, or else you're gonna fucking die. Like literally, this is so stupid. Like, Let's Go was Pokemon Go turned into a fucking console game. It isn't. To be honest, Let's Go was good. It's just wasn't. Just really wasn't Pokemon.
Congratulations, Pokemon Legends is that, but worse. Now because
And it's not worse either. This is literally that, but better. You're literally able to aim the Pokeball. And lock on is only added once you're riding a Pokemon. Like, do you not understand what you're talking about? I swear to God, you're just blindly hating it, and you're saying the people that are defending it are blindly following it. Because this is a new game. This is a step forward for Pokemon. This isn't the huge leap that everybody wanted. This is a step forward. If this game actually had development time, it would take 3 years. Gen 9 would already be out before this game actually did. An open world Pokemon game like this would take over 3 years because this is something new for the development team. And yet everybody's already shitting on it. bad graphics, bad everything. Like, bitch, people already complained about that for Sword and Shield. Come up with a new excuse. Come up with a new argument. Not the same fucking argument over and over again. I swear to God, the old Pokemon fans are being so ungrateful. Back in the day, they had shitty graphics. Sure, it was the old original games. I can appreciate that. But yet, they won't appreciate the new shit because they can't accept the new shit for what it is. Everybody rather neglect it until it's actually good.
A large amount of the Pokemon community has dedicated the last couple of years to hating everything Game Freak has done, and
It's true. Everybody has been dedicating their time to hating on the new Pokemon games. And it all started with Sword and Shield, and that's whenever everybody's like, you know what? I'm fed up with Game Freak. And I don't know how you'll be fed up with Game Freak, even though it's just Pokemon. Everybody just suddenly hated Pokemon out of fucking nowhere. Just because Gen 8 was quote unquote bad. The main story, yes, I can I can say that it's pretty bad. I can. But the DLC, the story is optional and it's completely like you're able to roam the islands freely and it's amazing. But I do not stand for this bullshit excuses that they have of arguments.
then putting all of their faith into Pokemon Legends, it must succeed at all costs. So we've seen the hypocrisy flip around once again, and now people defending Pokemon Legends are saying completely stupid things like, oh, well, Pokemon has always been about catching them all, and
That's what it's about in America. It doesn't matter what it says in Japan or in China. It matters what it says here. And here, it's gotta catch them all. That's literally their slogan. That's literally their goddamn theme song. And, like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. This this is a joke, right?
that's what the franchise is. You're supposed to catch all the Pokemon.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if it's Pokemon Get.
Where the game was made is not gotta catch them all, it's get Pokemon. And this is where
Nobody fucking cares. That's what it means in Japanese. That's not what it means in America. And guess where you are? Guess where you are? Come on, guess. It's fucking America. It's the United States.
I feel that we can prove dishonesty.
You ain't
Pokedex,
some fucking
whenever it
weed.
was. You complete the gym challenge, you beat up the bad guys, and then you become champion. It's a pretty cool formula.
Well, it's actually just beating a dead horse. It's the same thing over and over and over again. The only one that did it uniquely was Gen 7, which is where you became the first champion. Like in the original Pokemon games, like before Gen 7, you are just the champion after the champion. And even the champions acknowledge that there's people before them. Cynthia acknowledges that there was people before her. Lance was literally like Lance was literally the champion for like to replace Red since Blue has been defeated by him and is now a gym leader in place of Giovanni because Giovanni ran off like a little bitch. But literally, like there's the don't you get tired of it? You like the fucking shit that you're spouting sounds like you're a Gen 1er, even though you aren't. You literally said "Let's Go Pikachu" or and Eevee is good are good games.
That has served Pokemon well enough to become the largest franchise in the world. None of that is present in Pokemon Legends. The entire game is a step backwards in what it means to be a Pokemon trainer, but
Yeah, because you aren't a Pokemon trainer. This type of shit was still being set up. This takes place in the past. All right, I want to skip to some
Not in
arguments.
a good way.
Right,
And then when we get into
I've
the rest of
I've
the gameplay
seen
and the
up to here. I've seen up to here with the video. No, up to here. Yeah, up to here with the video.
story, it just gets worse from there. So let's go and see what else they have to say. You'll need to keep studying that Pokemon and complete research tasks to increase your research progress on it and flesh out its Pokedex entry. So once again, you have to do all kinds of weird tasks before you can even get.
Yet people play Skyrim. People play Skyrim, and that game's boring as shit. Literally, it's a old ass game that keeps getting remasters and not a fucking sequel, and it's open world, and it still has bugs and glitches, even though the game has been worked on for years. And and also, like, the game just isn't that good. It's just fucking boring, in my opinion. I find Breath of the Wild to also be boring. I'm more of a 2D Zelda guy.
Get the Pokedex entry of that Pokemon. Completing these research tasks will also contribute to your work with the Galaxy Expedition team and raise your rank as team member, granting you access to new areas. That is Pokemon Legends. You are gated harder than any other Pokemon game. Remember how Pokemon Sun and Moon got a lot of complaints about being handholdy and on a rail, and people didn't like Let's Go because it like kind of dumbed down the game or baby people? Pokemon Legends is more gatey, baby, and handholding than any.
How is it? It's wanting you to complete. It's encouraging you to complete the Pokedex, so you don't like beat the game and just whine and moan about having an extra from completing the Pokédex. If anything, it's helping you, not bitching and complaining about about you completing the Pokédex after you beat the game.
other main series Pokemon game. If any of those things.
And you talk about Sun and Moon being hand holding. What's even more hand holding is Gen 8 itself. And you're defending the game like if it was supposed to be praised by God and they were supposed to expand off of that.
Things were complaints that you had about modern Pokemon games, including Pokemon Sword and Shield, and then you turn around to defend Legends. Congratulations. You're a hypocrite. There's
You ain't a hypocrite just because you criticized Gen 8 for being pretty bad. The story was incredibly short, incredibly meaningless. Literally. It like the only thing that had meaning was just it leading to the legendary Pokemon, which are after the main story. Like, come on. The main story for Gen 8 was just fucking flat ass boring. And there was literally like one open area for like 2 years. And then we got more open areas. And then year 3, 2021, we got remakes, which you would expect Gen 9 to come out because it's like every 3 years we get a new generation. Seems like this generation is going to take longer because they're focusing on a new step for Pokemon and people bitching about it just because this is stuff that they're not used to. They're mainly a RPG team. They work on mainly goddamn RPGs. Nobody realizes programming is hard, and yet people look at these animations and say, this is what Pokemon could have been. But animation is easy compared to programming. Animation is easy compared to programming. That's the difference. Programming is harder because you enter in code, and I've I've even tried attempting coding, and it's like fucking difficult. And yet people act like it's a cakewalk, even though it really isn't. Animation isn't programming.
no getting around that, because that is what the game is about. The game is about limiting you to completing the Pokedex to progress. even though it kind of comes off as an open world game. Like, that's another just point of idiocy I've seen from the Pokemon community. Now that it's been confirmed, Pokemon Legends is not an open world game, even though the game has sold itself like this. It looks like Pokemon Breath of the Wild. It looks like you're supposed to have some kind of crazy open Pokemon adventure. It's actually none of that. You're restricted to
You're not really restricted. Literally, the first area is super open. It's more open than the Sword and Shield DLC combined. Literally, it's so fucking open to the point where I actually will enjoy this game. And remember, guys, this is all coming from a furry OC. Like, come on. Hold on, I gotta find. See, yeah, I agree with. This is the guy. This is the guy. This is the guy. Everybody, clap, clap. Everybody, clap for this guy. Or woman. Who cares? Everybody, clap for them because they actually know the difficulties of programming and shit. Sure, their grammar is a bit off, and sure, people will just point that out just to make them feel like insecure about their spelling so they can just win the argument. But, like, look at this. They know what they're talking about. They mostly know what they're talking about. See, they even use Skyrim as an example. Like, that comment is the best comment, and it's literally the best argument down here. I don't know why people still watch Versify. Like, he literally hates the new Pokemon games now. Anything that comes out that is new from Pokemon, he always has something to say. He always has something to bitch. Like, for real. I used to watch this guy as a younger kid, and then later on he just turned into a dick. Now he's unwanted by the Pokemon community. He was dropped for at least almost a whole year, and then returned out of nowhere, and then just started bitching at the new Pokemon games. See, people don't have an argument. They get like, it feels like they're intimidated or some shit. Like, they don't argue. They don't have like a really good argument. Yeah, and that's the thing that you'll get in 5 years. Like, literally, just give Pokemon more time. Give Pokemon more years to develop on this style of game instead of not encouraging them. Like, you're literally disencouraging something that is what everybody wanted. Everybody wanted this to begin with, and everybody's already bitching about it. Nobody gives a shit about anything. Everybody rather not appreciate this game. Like, not all your ideas for a 3D Pokemon game are gonna be met. Not all the requirements. And he even has an argument where he says, "There's no online features, guys. This is bad." And, like, this doesn't need online features. You're not gonna battle anybody. Like, for real, this was meant to be a solo peaceful game. It's literally supposed to be a good solo experience for Pokemon. This is going to be the best solo experience for Pokemon that anybody has had for years. And no, Pokemon Snap does not count.
areas where the only thing you're allowed to do is research Pokemon, and you have to do it in a specific way, or else you're not allowed to progress through the story, and even then you can't break out and explore the region as you wish, because it's not an open world game.
But for Lisify, the game isn't even out yet. We don't know anything about it. You're not allowed to criticize it. You're just making things up.
Okay, so reading
Nobody has said that. People have judged games before without it being out, and yet have been right. It's usually the good examples that have been right, and like the bad examples have usually been wrong. They have been more wrong than the right ones. Like, come on.
one part of official information
I mean, that makes no sense. Like what I just said, they've been more wrong than the good games that have came out.
from the Pokemon website isn't enough
Like
for
the
you idiots,
actual
let's
good
keep on
reviews
going.
that had hope.
After receiving an assignment or request and preparing for your next excursion, you'll set out from the village to study one of the various areas of the Hisui region. After you finish your survey work, you'll return once more to prepare for your next task. Now, if you think that's an enjoyable gameplay loop that is progress for the future of Pokemon, you're objectively wrong. And it needs to be
It is the future of Pokemon. Well, not this, not the tasks and shit. That won't be in the future games. This will eventually be Gen 9 style of gameplay as well. And also and also like I don't see missions being a part of the future of Pokemon, like Pokedex missions. I think I think if they were all the time, it would probably make people less interested to complete the Pokedex. But this is a one time uh this is the one time we're willing to let it go because this is actually impressive and this takes place in the past anyway. So you shouldn't be bitching about some of them actually following the history of their fucking video game series.
noted because some people still don't understand this. Pokemon Legends is considered by the Pokemon Company, by Game Freak, to be a main series Pokemon game.
Yeah, because it takes place in the past.
I could give Pokemon Legends more of a pass if this was a spin-off game, because this is almost like Pokemon Snap.
What will that change? You will still bitch about it. You won't give it a pass at all, like you did with BDSP. Literally, along with Tyranitar Tube, he literally made a video complaining about why BDSP will be bad, and yet I think he made tutorial videos. Hold on. I unsubbed from him a long time ago. Why do people even have free OCs? And yet you're hyped about that, bruh. You're a part of the community. You're literally the main example of the bad community. I want these Pokemon Legends leaks to be real or something. That would be stupid. Pokemon candies and Pokemon Legends, wouldn't that just make this just Let's Go Pikachu all over again? Hold on. Alright, hold on. Yeah, he's been saying that it's bad before it even got barely any info. See? That's what I said. The reason why Sonic Frontiers looks good because it's actually been years of development, dumbass. And also, people hope for this to be like a continuation of Sonic 06 and the Return of Melphis. If anything, It would be a great official introduction of like Melphis or however you like pronounce his name, and people have theories about that, but I'll talk about that in another time. Uh, but Sonic Frontiers isn't to compare to Legends Arceus at all. Just because this just because this Sonic game is supposed to be open world doesn't mean it's supposed to be better than Legends Arceus. He's literally comparing everything to Legends Arceus and saying that it's better, even though it's cap. Like literally. Wait, what the fuck? Wait, why am I still subscribed to her? I swear unsubscribed to her years ago. Whatever. Uh, I'll un- I'll unsubscribe after this, but uh, what? Yeah, he literally shit on BDSP and then started shitting on Legends before it even like got any new info. Yeah, literally. He made tutorial videos, made everything. Synchronized OP, shiny guide method. That was BDSP. BDSP. Look at this shit. Literally said BDSP was bad. Literally said this was a dead game, even though it really was. Even though it isn't. That in mind, nobody cares. Nobody cares. It was right. You were right about what? DNA kits or something? No. No, Megas, that's obvious. Nintendo, like, Game Freak doesn't seem like they want Megas anymore. Um, less was worse. Where is it? Okay, but that's all I'm saying. I bet you guys saw that. Genshin Impact. I'm downloading it just to play with a friend. I need to give it a chance, dude. Everybody's been saying that it's bad, and people saying that like fat people play it or some shit as a joke. I know that's a joke, but at the same time, I need to try it out myself too. I'm currently downloading it. But all you need, like, that's the info I'm gonna give you is that he used to shit on it. He used to shit on BDSP. Now he loved it, and he's gonna shit on this game, and then he's gonna like it, and literally covers leaks for Pokemon. I don't think he should be PokeTuber anymore. He's literally the worst example of the Pokemon community. Literally one of the worst. I used to love his videos as a kid. I used to watch him and like for tutorials and shit and like I used to watch another guy named Purple Rodri as a kid for walkthroughs and stuff so I can get past some things I had trouble with as a kid because I had no problems with battles as a kid. It was pretty easy, but um, everything else, like finding where to go, it was my only problem as a kid.
app. It's like Professor Simulator. It's not really about Pokemon battling or being a Pokemon trainer.
Because this takes place in the past. You're literally so stupid. Do you think Pokemon trainers existed? No, they were called Pokemon partners.
Or having some kind of cool not where we should be going for the main series game, while also wasting the potential for a really cool open world Pokemon game. And this is where my
Wait, what?
Talking. And it's like,
What the fuck? Oh, come on.
The BK $5 Your Way meal is here to make your
I
choice
don't care
easy
if
and
teams
so
fake.
tasty.
It's their own
Go straight
fault.
to the
They're
Double
fucking
Whopper
dumbasses.
Junior with piping hot small fries, 4-piece
And I'm
crispy.
not, so fuck them.
that a lot of the community got behind getting really upset about for no reason. And then it further insults what it means to be a Pokemon fan or a Pokemon trainer or have any respect for Pokemon, because even the adults are out there like, oh man, Pokemon are terrifying creatures. Yeah, what a cool game. This is a game that I'm really looking forward to playing. If everyone's just crying and terrified of Pokemon, we're supposed to go out there and just catch a million of them before we're allowed.
That's not the game. You've literally seen trailers of people standing next to Pokemon. It's not all the village. It's like not the whole village isn't afraid of Pokemon. Literally, some of the people in the village have Pokemon themselves, but not in balls. They're literally their partners.
allowed to progress, and we don't get any kind of freedom in exploration in this what should have been an
We do get a lot of freedom. We do get a lot of exploration. The game, like judging on exploration and shit, that's gameplay itself to decide. So I'd recommend to save that argument for whenever the game actually comes out. Like you can't already comment on the gameplay and shit that and the elements that it possibly does have. You can't just judge it off of one look and just say, yeah, barely exploration. Literally the most exploration that we're ever gonna get from a fucking Pokemon game.
open world Pokemon game. Okay,
Besides
and then it
Gen
further
3.
insults us that our requests, or like the little side quests you do in the game, are as stupid and trivial as
They ain't stupid because you're still fucking filling out the Pokemon. Uh, fuck. Like you're still filling out the Pokédex, dumbass.
because once again it's like, all right,
It does do something new. Do you not know what the definition of new is? God damn, you're dumbass.
we have open X's no, and if Pokemon are just actually
All right, no,
step
I have
back
arguments against this.
on
I have arguments against this.
Pokemon. The new found here at all. Wardens are just trial captains.
Wardens keep the Pokemon at bay. Trial captains are already friends with the Pokemon. There's a difference. They keep the wardens keep the Pokemon at bay from fucking destroying anybody that comes near it, while the trial captains are already friends with the Pokemon or just send you out to battle the giant Pokemon. That's what trial captains are. Wardens are keeping the Pokemon at bay. Oh.
Noble Pokemon are just totem Pokemon.
Noble Pokemon aren't totem Pokemon. Totem Pokemon are just big Pokemon. You can literally just say Dynamax is just totem Pokemon. Like, these Pokemon are still at their normal scale. It's just that they unleashed the power that Arceus gave them.
The new battle style
Like, as you can tell, they have little
just
spikes
trial
on their back.
captains.
See? That's Arceus's power, I would assume. So, I would assume Arceus is doing something to the Pokemon to make them, like, fucking strong as shit. And, yeah, and they're also at normal scale, so you can't really compare them to Totem Pokemon. Totem Pokemon are just abnormally huge and strong Pokemon. While these are just Pokemon that have been gifted the power from God and are still at their normal size. They're just
Noble
gifted
Pokemon are
the
just
power
totem
from God.
Pokemon. The new battle styles thing, it's just a gimmick like
It's I wouldn't call it a gimmick. I would call it a mechanic,
Mega Evolution.
but I wouldn't compare it to Mega Evolution or Z moves at all. Like I wouldn't compare it to that at all. Like there's literally nothing similar to it. Nor Dynamax. There's nothing similar to it. It's just improvement on the battle system.
Dynamax or Z moves.
Yeah, that's a fucking dumbass claim. And this is dumb as well. Watch this.
Riding Pokemon is just Poke Ride, except it's actually worse than Pokemon Let's Go, because in
All right. Okay, I'm gonna start with the Poke Ride one real quick. This is optional. Unlike Poke Ride, this is optional. It's not like you need to get items or shit. This is optional. Sure, there might be a Pokemon. Sure, there might be a Poke Ride Pokemon that is where you need to climb mountains and shit. Like a lot of people have been leaking. It looks like a form of Nuzleaf, but I don't know. But still, riding the Pokemon in Legends is just optional. It's just faster travel. While in Sun and Moon, most of them were optional. Well, most of them were optional. Some of them you actually needed.
Pokemon Let's Go, you are allowed to ride different Pokemon, but with this, you're only allowed to ride a noble Pokemon. So it's actually a step
What's
back. Again,
what's the fucking difference? Tell me, what is the damn difference? That you actually ride these and you actually follow the camera while riding them, and that you're given free reign to ride them almost wherever you want. And Pokemon Let's Go, you're only able to ride a selective few of Pokemon. Almost every flying, almost every fully evolved flying type, and and almost a lot of big Pokemon like Onyx and like example Arcanine. You're also able to. I mean, Charizard is an example of flying Pokemon, but you're also able to ride Snorlax, which was pretty stupid. Also, you were able to ride Machamp, which I found pretty cool because it's just callback to Gen 7. So, but yeah, I don't see any problem with this at all. Like you just gotta select a few, and they basically replace HMs because HMs aren't even a thing in the past.
how is this, like, how is anyone looking forward to this game? How can any honest person look at what's available in Pokemon Legends and think, this is the future of Pokemon?
I can. Because it's a step in the right direction. It's literally a step in the right direction to where we need Pokemon to go. It's either that or we get the same ass repetitive formula. I'm I'm slowly getting bored with Pokemon, and I don't want that to happen. Right now, Pokemon Showdown satisfies me because it's great. I actually have fun with that. Random battles are fucking fun.
This is a game that's better than Pokemon Let's Go, better than Pokemon Sword and Shield, when it does everything they complained about with those games.
No, it really doesn't. It really doesn't. It really doesn't do the same thing that people complained about the previous games. It does what people wanted for years. And yet, great ungrateful people like you always need to see something bad about it to the point where you just sit there and bitch about it and just expect your opinion to be right. You're one of those it feels like you're one of those people that can't admit that you're wrong. Like literally. Wait, what? Um Yeah, that's bad. I would say that's a pretty bad opinion. I'm just kidding. But I think Black and White would need some remakes, but not soon. I would say like later in the years, but not like soon.
but worse. And if you think about all the things I just said, it really shows how the people supporting Pokemon Legends have been completely fooled into thinking
We haven't been fooled. If anything, it being people calling it Breath of the Wild Pokemon is just a fucking joke.
Pokemon Legends is something it isn't. Because once again, Pokemon Legends, not innovative, not experimental at all.
This is experimental. This is literally a new step for the development team. They've been only developing RPGs, dumbass. Haven't you not noticed? Only RPGs have been developed by this company for years. And you, of all Pokemon YouTubers, have never noticed that? Wow, it seems like you don't pay attention.
The same main series Pokemon game, but worse. Because I just talked about how all the features
It's not worse, and also all the features aren't similar to one another. You can literally say that Let's Go Pikachu copied Gen 7 for having the ability to ride on Pokemon. It's a dumbass argument, and you're going against yourself. Literally saying that the previous generations that did it and the future generations that also did it are stupid just because they copied it. Just because it's the same mechanic that they've introduced before. What is BDSP bad because it has a fucking part like a following system for Pokemon again? Like, geez Louise, make a fucking good argument.
are parallel, but when you think about the exploration, you're going to be gatekept. That you have to do the trial or whatever, or fight the noble Pokemon, then you unlock something, and then you get the research points, and then you go to the next area. And then you rinse and repeat.
I see no problem with this. Many games have done this before, and nobody complained about it. Because you know what they thought? They thought it was okay. Why can't we do the same and appreciate the game that we've been given? Y'all ungrateful bastards. Literally, our country is so fucking spoiled nowadays. To the point where they think they can get everything that they want. Fucking believable.
Throughout the entire region, and maybe Game Freak is even so lazy that there's going to be 8 regions and 8 noble Pokemon and 8 wardens, and then
No, I don't see that happening. This is the start town. This is the starting area. All of here. This is the area to come after. This is the area after as well. And then we have this area, which, which I think these two will be shared. I think this will be its own area as well, and then I think you will go here.
it's
And then
just the
you'll
main
go
series
up to the
Pokemon game.
mountain just to see Arceus.
The exact same main series Pokemon game that we've had for the last 25 years, instead of an actual cool, experimental, risk-taking, open-world Pokemon.
Do you see this being the same formula, dumbass? You can't compare it to the old games. Are you so fucking dumb? Diversify. You're literally a fucking furry that barely does research on the goddamn Pokemon lore. You're literally so dumb. You're older than me, and yet you're so fucking dumb. You're literally acting like a spoiled brat whenever it comes to the new Pokemon games. Everybody does. Nobody appreciates them. Nobody rather give them a goddamn chance just because it's made for kids. Nobody appreciates Pokemon anymore. People are so goddamn ungrateful. People like him can't appreciate anything that is a slimmer of hope for the future ahead. Oh, of course he has merch. Literally, shitty merch. Like, come the fuck on. If anybody sees this video, don't attack him. Don't attack him at all. Oh, what the fuck? How am I doing that? Ugh. How, like, how are you so dumb? How are you so dumb and yet so wrong? Literally doesn't understand the lore of real life that Pokemon follows. Like literally, almost every Pokemon is based off of something in real life, and each region is based off of a real life part of the world, and this one's based off of I forgot. Oh, yeah, I almost threw up. But yeah, everybody rather not make an argument. Everybody's only agreeing with him because the ideas that they wanted for a 3D Pokemon game didn't get added. See what people want. This would take more than 5 years to accomplish for the Pokemon team. At least more than 5 years or more than 3. And I've already pre-ordered the game. I want the pre-order bonuses. I want the best experience as possible. You can't compare Nintendo games to games like that. Games that have literally had years of development put into it. Over 5 years of development for each of these games, and yet people compare them to Pokemon, compare them to Nintendo games. How come nobody has compared Mario 64 to this? Mario 64 is apparently one of the best games, one of the best Nintendo classics ever. It's a speedrunner's fantasy. It's literally the wife of a speedrunner. Like literally. They they stick their dick in a copy of Mario 64. And nobody has compared it to Mario Odyssey either, which is surprising because Mario Odyssey was a great game. I even got it for my birthday like a couple years ago. I think 1 or 2 years ago. No, 2 years ago, I think. Whatever. I don't remember. I think yeah, I forgot definitely. But but yeah, like come on, compare it to a Nintendo game. Don't compare it to other games that literally had years of development, like over 3 to 4 years of development than what Pokemon has. Pokemon dev teams need to take a fucking break too. These dev teams are passionate. These dev teams are just workers. Sure, BDSP was actually passionate work by a new team. Like they actually put effort, as much effort into the game as possible, because they don't want to upset Pokemon fans because they're new at this shit. That's why people like BDSP, because they know that the company behind the scenes that worked on it is new to this, and they don't want their players to be new players to be disappointed.
Adventure. That's why I'm insulted by this game. There's no difference here.
There is a huge difference. It's just that you're fucking blind. Wesson here. New Wesson, don't listen to furries. Well, don't listen to furries that have OCs. Well, don't listen to furries, period, because most of them are dumb. Most of them, I quote.
But not only that, it is completely worthless when you get into the lore. And that's where my disdain for Pokemon
Here's where I can prove them extremely wrong.
Legends turns into
uh, dude, dude, he's so stupid.
hate because of the extra little bits of information that we get about the Pokemon world coming together.
Pokemon Adventures manga and Generations isn't canon. It's like saying Pokemon Masters is canon to the lore, even though it isn't. Because in Pokemon Masters, Red speaks and also Mega Evolution exists, and Red literally has his Let's Go Pikachu design. Yeah, I'm not buying it.
Like you see with the Pokemon Adventures manga or being retold.
None of these are canon to the actual canonical Pokemon lore, also and also Pokemon Generations is just storytelling.
Told in Pokemon Generations, and then we have Sinnoh, the most history-rich region. But
Not really.
Pokemon Legends, like I said earlier, is completely careless.
That's a load of cap, but go ahead.
Because the problem is, Sinnoh already has history. So you can't just come in and be like, well, yeah, by the way, Sinnoh's history. That right there is already almost enough to prove.
Yeah, but remember, Sinnoh was in the works for years before the region actually changed a shit ton to the point where it became Sinnoh. Because, I literally watched a Lockston video, and it's literally based off of, uh, like, of a old, like how it's literally based off of something else. Oh, come on, Gidgeon, stop fucking up hearing. I'm literally making a video, and you literally won't download anyway. Uh, like literally, I watched the Logston video. Sure, that sounds untrustworthy, but he actually knows the history behind this shit, and this is based off of an old, old old place is what I'm gonna say. And hold on, Longston. Oh God, I don't know how to. Longston Pokemon. Yeah, I spelled it right. I spelled it wrong. Damn it, I'm so stupid. All right, but not stupider than this dumbass. You gotta be kidding me. Uh,
This video is sponsored by Audible. Even more Pacific Northwest Pokemon. Also, I'm gonna stop saying Fakemon. I'm gonna say Lockemon instead. Because branding. So,
all right. So if you click on his channel, uh, he's a Pokemon channel now. I don't think he used to be one. I remember watching his old videos, so I don't think he used to be one. He's mostly right with these predictions, but he actually goes into detail of what the regions are inspired by and shit. I gotta see what it is. Hmm. I wonder when he made that video. Yeah, there's. I think I passed it. Uh, fuck, dude, this video is gonna be so long. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, I passed it. Let me check. Damn, an hour. Oh shit, this video is gonna be long. I'm sorry, everybody.
So bad at this game. Can't even aim. Can't aim, you say? Holy, I got you. Don't worry.
I play League of Legends. Dude, I hate League of Legends. It's absolute dog water. I've actually played it once. I actually gave it a chance. And I don't plan on trying it again. It was very boring. It was not fun. And they say it's strategic, even though you just pick a lane and just say, yeah, that's where I'm going.
Well, that was a cool direct. I'm glad the games look like games now. But anyway, I really wanted to look into the 4 new Pokemon that were revealed today. Surface level stuff. So what do we have? Hisuian Braviary, Growlithe, and 2 new evolutions, Basculegion and Weirdeer. Nice. But to dive into them may take a bit more time, so for now I want to ask the question, why is the region called Hisui?
Oh, come on. Please Google.
I thought it was Sinnoh. What gives?
I mean, not Google, Microsoft Edge.
Thought it was Sinnoh. What gives? Well, I'll tell you. Pokemon Legends Arceus takes place in the Sinnoh region before it had the name Sinnoh. You see, Sinnoh is based on the real-world Hokkaido, which previously went by the name Ezo around the same time period that this game seems to be based. And it had a...
See? See? Do you guys see why his argument is so dumb now? Pokemon literally bases its regions off of real life locations and mostly their own history. And it just makes sense. While his dumbass is just shooting shots in the dark and saying it contradicts lore that it said in Diamond and Pearl, and I'm like, bro, it's literally based off of a real life place like that used to exist in the past.
Prove that there is no care.
But anyways, I'll link this video if you guys actually want to see it. I will actually link this video in my video because why not? This video needs more views anyway, even though I barely have any subscribers. It's just a good video in general. I like watching his content because he actually goes into as much detail as he can. So
Put into this game because we have.
let's skip this part because we already know that his dumbass isn't going to accept that. All right here. Let's skip to right here.
And then Pokemon Legends throws all of that away. If what Pokemon Legends is doing doesn't insult you, you're not a real Pokemon fan. That's not even me.
All right, now you can definitely tell this is an opinion. You can definitely tell this is an opinion. Just because there's no online battling doesn't mean it's the end of the fucking world. Like literally the first gen and the up to the third gen had no online battling. There's still link cables. And also this just seems so dumb. Like you're not a Pokemon fan if you play Pokemon Legends. Then what are we supposed to support for the next game, dumbass? What about that? If you want another Pokemon game, pay for the goddamn thing. Just leave it on your shelf. Pay for it, but don't play it. It's a waste of y'all's YouTubers' money, isn't it? bet it's just like a fucking penny to you because you still have like a couple thousand subscribers somehow.
Gatekeeping. It's just the truth at that point.
But Pokemon
It's not the truth.
Legends can explain how all that happened. What about before, when people and Pokemon didn't get along?
Well, then you're going so far back that Pokemon, like the core idea of Pokemon Legends, doesn't make any sense.
This goes back in time to the point where people in Pokemon actually started getting along. Like they started getting partners to the point where they made Pokeballs for the Pokemon.
Because, again,
Yeah.
we have all of this beautiful, established Sinnoh lore that immediately contradicts with the idea of Hisui.
It doesn't contradict it at all. If anything, it makes sense. It's just the folk tales take place 20 years before, is what I assume whenever Sinnoh was actually complete. So I would say the folk tales take 20 years in the past. It's either 20 or 30 years in the past.
But then we also have to look at some of the other things going on. The professor has been to the other regions. We already have the Alola region, the Unova region, and the Johto region, which is connected to Kanto, getting representation.
Oh yeah, this is definitely my starter. This is definitely my starter. Just to let you know. Just to let you know, that's definitely my starter because he got his flames back. So, like, whenever I saw that he had his flames back, I was fucking hyped, dude. You have no idea how hyped I was. Like, for real, dog. Seeing his flames back was amazing. Most hype I got from something that wasn't important at all. But yeah, he's my starter just because he got his flames back. A lot of people are saying regional forms for the starter Pokemon? Clickbait? Not really. Like, I find it bullshit if they get forms. Like, they're not even adapting to the area. It's just starter Pokemon are already like legendary Pokemon. They don't need new forms. Oh, my throat's getting extremely dry.
Through the Pokemon, so we can already see that the Pokemon world has been developed and explored, but somehow Sinnoh is so primitive it's called Hisui and doesn't have any bond with Pokemon, even though no matter what point this game takes place, AZ is already wandering around because he's fired off the ultimate weapon, and there's already been Pokemon Wars where people have tamed Pokemon and other regions have also already built bonds with Pokemon. And that's before we get into the Pokeball and Arceus phone. Further proof that Pokemon Legend.
Well, it's actual. Well, the way it's pronounced is Arc, because Arse is ass in a different language. And I forgot which language it was, but I remember it a little bit clearly. Just exit out of it. The Arceus phone is probably self-explanatory. Like the Pokemon technology is super futuristic. They have teleporters and shit, so
is indefensible
it's not surprising.
garbage. Because the Pokeball lore itself already doesn't make sense, because we have masters like Kurt that take days to craft an apricorn into the perfect Pokeball, because it used to be that apricorns hollowed out were used as Pokeballs, and then craftsmen started working to build Pokeballs until we ended up with the modern Pokeball. But somehow, you get a wood grain, metal latch, steampunk Pokeball through an apricorn and a rock. It's also been shown that the modern Pokeball goes back as far as 300 years, so the existence of the Pokemon Legends Pokeball just doesn't make any sense, and once again, throws away the lore of not only the region it's a part of, but just the entire Pokemon world.
No, Kurt existed in Gen 2, dumbass! So if anything that if anything it contradicts Johto lore, like for real. But if anything, it's proof that regions have different histories. Some of them didn't even have the Pokedex. They were still on their own. So, yeah, if anything, I'd say that's a poor excuse. I would say Kanto made them out of, like, apricots or something. Apricorns. Yeah, I would say Kanto, like Kanto and Johto did that. or just exclusively Johto because that's where they grow.
Now, yes, I know that Pokeball lore is inconsistent with the history, but that means Pokemon Legends shouldn't get a pass. This should be the way of being like, hey, here is the definitive history of the Pokeball. Here's how we can kind of consolidate all the weird things we've said about Pokeballs into a history-based game, and then use that to expand the future Pokemon. But
Yeah, but the thing is, it could just be exclusive to Johto or Kanto. Because literally, there's proof to the point where they're making their own Pokedexes. So why not them making Pokeballs in their own region?
But no, instead, it's a careless fanfic that just makes things up and has no respect for Pokemon.
Yeah, that's a fucking lie.
And the Arceus phone,
Arceus, because Arce means ass, and also it hasn't been pronounced that for most of its years, I'm pretty sure. Hold on. Pokemon Battle Revolution Arceus. Hold on, I gotta see how the announcer pronounced it. Does anybody remember this game? If anybody does, then fucking Chad, dude. This game is amazing. Wait, people still did this? People still did this shit in 2018? That's amazing. This game's amazing. I plan on buying it again. I plan on buying it from my local GameStop. Because my GameStop doesn't have it anymore. So I guess I have to go to a different one now. Whatever, let's see Dialga versus Arceus. All right, let's see what how it's pronounced in Battle Revolution. It makes sense that it's Arceus, not Arce. I won't forget to link the videos, so.
The Pokemon stand heroically against an inspiring view of Poketopia at night. And now, the battle begins. The red corner makes the first attack. It hits. The battle is getting intense.
Oh yeah, he doesn't say the names. I forgot. I'm dumb. I remembered him saying the names, but I don't know why. I guess I won't link that video, because it really didn't help me with that argument. But it's literally pronounced Arceus officially, and people still pronounce it Arce, even though it's fucking wrong as hell.
is the last straw for me. That if you think Pokemon Legends is a good, thoughtful game after seeing the Arceus phone,
Have you seen Pokemon technology? Bruh, they're literally more advanced than us in real life. Like, just don't even fucking argue about the phones and shit. I wouldn't recommend you do that, because literally they'll have something about it. And if they have nothing about it, it's just how advanced the humans are in Pokemon in general.
of the Sinnoh region, in the Canalave library, there's HD video from however long ago this was. No one knows. Was it 150 years? Well, that doesn't make sense because, again, the Sinnoh region would already be developed. And if it's hundreds of years before that, then it's just complete garbage. Then you're just making things up. Then there should be no respect for this game.
It won't make sense because Pokemon technology has been so advanced to the point where they have teleporters. They literally have wireless trains and all that other shit. It's literally completely safe to ride a speed train without any railing in a gym. don't ever question Pokemon technology. Because if you do, you're just not gonna make sense out of it in the end.
Whatsoever, and if somehow you still don't think that everything about Pokemon Legends is a careless asspull, then how is it that we have a smartphone, but our Pokedex is a notepad? There's nothing good about
It's a notepad because it's the Pokedex. It was before the Pokedex, and they writ it down so they can just put it on the actual Pokedex model that they are making.
Pokemon Legends. For you or what Pokemon is about, why does anyone care?
Anyways, let's just cut to important parts because I'm getting tired. I'm getting bored.
Not making anything up or they're not contradicting. Well, in the most recent Pokemon news, when we were introduced to the Diamond Clan and the Pearl Clan, they're already talking about how the leaders have partner Pokemon.
Don't go in there! No Wi-Fi. Okay, I'll just chill then.
Matt, with YouTube Premium, you
Why
can
would
download
they ever
videos.
show this
We're
guy?
Still watching.
I've
Get
actually
YouTube
seen his
Premium.
videos. He's not funny.
Partner Pokemon. But it's not the norm, yet most of the characters we've been introduced to have partner Pokemon for the fan service, because this game just doesn't care. And it just seems like pointless nonsense that they keep on piling in with every news update. Why do we have the Diamond Clan, the Pearl Clan, the Galaxy Clan, and then like weird politicking between them where it's like, you Galaxy people. We don't need classism in our Pokemon games to this degree for really no reason. And then
It's the old Pokemon days. If anything, you should be surprised that there's no racism.
if we actually go back and look at the map, we can see the Sinnoh region is already reasonably developed. That there's people just out and about collecting food or foraging.
Yeah, because they all live in the same region and they're probably small towns. Just like how our starting area is a small town.
Or something, and here, because of children, second to gameplay, Pokemon has become so awful. This is where we are, and we have to be honest about it. The graphics in
I don't want to hear shit about the graphics. I don't want to hear shit about that. Pokemon automatically gets a pass whenever it comes to the graphics. They're getting better. Like, literally. This is better than Sword and Shield. Look at the graphics compared to Sword and Shields. This is a step forward. You better not say... Like, instead of saying the graphics are bad, you should just say they're a step up from Sword and Shields. Because I will not accept it being bad. These graphics make sense. These graphics make sense for the Pokemon world, and everybody expects them to be as realistic as possible. Fuck you and fuck that opinion. That opinion will never happen, and that will never, ever change Pokemon. Pokemon will stay its art style and will never become realistic unless it's another fucking movie or a spin-off game. So try again in 20 years, which you will possibly die in a nursing home or a car crash, depending on how you are.
Pokemon Legends are borderline, if not completely unacceptable, especially when comparing it to Breath of the Wild.
I don't want to hear shit from Breath of the Wild. That's an old ass game, and at the same time, it's a Legend of Zelda game, and it wasn't made by the same creators of Pokemon. This is new to them. This is new to them. Understand that. This is new to the programmers. This isn't the fucking same developers of Breath of the Wild. You fucking hear me? Do you fucking hear anybody? Like, God. Like, this isn't made by the same developers. Nobody gets that. Just because it's Nintendo doesn't mean the creators of Breath of the Wild are fucking there coding away at this Pokemon game. New formula equal difficulty. Difficulty equal most likely bad game. Or most likely good game. Because they're good at coding. They're good at programming. So it shouldn't be a problem, is what most people would say. This is a new formula. This is new to them. Give them a chance and give them 2 more games to improve. You can't just let them have one game and just say, "Oh, they shouldn't develop this anymore. They should just go back to the old formula." Fuck you.
The game Pokemon Legends is trying to emulate.
But you said Pokemon Legends isn't an open world game.
Doesn't change that all of the establishing shots are trying to make it look like an open world game or compare it one for one with Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and yet it's completely behind a 5-year-old game on the same hardware in terms of graphics, and it's not even doing this in an open world environment.
Hold on. Breath of the Wild came out in 2015, if I'm correct. 2015 or 2014. Probably even earlier, 2013. No, 2014 or 2015, definitely. If it came out in those years, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it would be six. It would be a 7-year-old game at this point, because it's 2022. So it would be 7 years, and if it was, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. That would be 8 years if it was made in 2014. Sure, it was made years ago, but it's not made by the same developers. You fucking idiot. Just because it's on the same platform doesn't mean it's made by the same developers. Literally, people are so fucking blind. They think that, oh, since it's published by Nintendo, it has to be like Breath of the Wild. No, it's not. It's not going to be Breath of the Wild. It will never be Breath of the Wild. Because you know why? Because you're going to have to give them a chance with this new type of style of gameplay. They attempted it with Sword and Shield. They got a lot of money from it to the point where they're like, fuck it, let's do semi-open world. Give them give them 2 more games, and then they'll probably perfect it. I would say 2 more games. 2 more games of semi-open world, and then they'll probably work on a fully open world game and probably have Ilka publish a few remakes before it comes out. So yeah, can we just agree that Verlustify is shit? He's he's fucking stupid. Doesn't know how to make a proper argument, and yet doesn't know the history in real life and shit. Literally, this wasn't a challenge for me at all. This wasn't a challenge at all for me. Everybody just comes off as a coward in his comment section, like just saying that, oh, I agree with you, but like as if they don't want to be fucking shit on by his opinion because people are defending his opinion just because the game isn't what they wanted at all. What the hell? Friday Night Funkin' everything, damn. But yeah, I would just I would just stop with the fucking arguing about Legends because this is new to them. Everybody should fucking know that instead of just say, "Oh, it's a bad game. Why can't they do it like Breath of the Wild? It's released on the same platform, right?" It doesn't mean that it's made by the same developers. People just don't realize that and are just stupid as fuck. People don't know like people don't know that different developers exist to the point where it's so annoying. Uh, Whatever. Everybody, I hope you have a good day. Hopefully everybody watched fully through this video because it's almost like 2 hours long. Uh, I didn't pour any of these arguments out. Like, if anything, these arguments were completely made up on the spot for me. Because it was just because of my solid memory of knowing this shit. Like, for real, the old Pokemon fans are becoming way more toxic to the point where it's just becoming stupid. Like, Tyranitar Tube and Verlursify are my best examples. But yet, whenever the game releases, they turn on their word. Like, what? No, yeah, Tyranitar Tube. See, literally. See, literally, look at that. Literally plays BDSP, even though he said it was going to be a shitty game. Literally was happy to play it. So stupid. Pokemon Sun Extreme, what the? Yeah, someone recorded it, like remade it to so they can like quote unquote play it early, even though they really aren't. Mm. But yeah, Tyranitar Tube literally went back on his word and just said BSP was a good game, just like Verlursify. If anything, I thought Tyranitar Tube would be in good spirits about it, but instead he was like, "Oh no, shitty game, chibi equal shitty game, old Pokemon art style equals shitty game." It's literally how Pokemon has been for years, and yet everybody's like, "Fuck that." Pokemon Unite's actually pretty fun. Then whenever people found out that Mega Evolutions weren't returning, they were pissed. And then they're like, "Why, Masuda? Like, that's animation. It isn't coding. Animation's easier than coding. Literally." Whatever. Nobody's gonna listen to my argument anyway. Everybody's just gonna keep saying, "Oh, the new equal bad. Chances equal gone." Tyranitar Tube isn't as bad as Verlursify. Verlursify is literally the most toxic out of them all. Tyranitar Tube is at least 20, like 25% Verlursify, or just like 20%, because he's actually a pretty good YouTuber. I used to watch him as a kid as well. I used to watch a lot of PokeTubers as a kid, and yeah. Huh? Wait, the rec difficulty has actual tracks now? What? But yeah, I'm sorry guys that this video is super long. I'll try to make videos shorter for the future, but videos like these, I don't think they will ever be short. I can't make a promise, but I can try. And like, don't attack Velursify. Don't attack Tyranitar just in case. Like, that's just in case. Like, just don't attack them. This is just that was just their opinions on the game, and they like Velursify is the type that wants to be proven wrong, and then once he's proven wrong, he's gonna have a argument already set up, like a Google Doc or something, set up for this argument just to say, "No, you're wrong," and like dumbass shit, and just to say why the argument is false and why he pulled all of his shit from Wikipedia. So yeah, like literally, Wikipedia is not like a trustworthy source at all. Like there has been some flaws with it that people just won't accept that it actually has some existing flaws. So yeah, just don't attack these people. Uh, Link in description for Lockston's video on the history for Hisui of what it's actually based on, and I extremely recommend it. It's a very good video. Uh, Also subscribe to him. Uh, but I wouldn't recommend to subscribe to Reversify at all. Just don't attack him at all. Don't subscribe to him either. Pretty bad YouTuber, if you ask me. Literally isn't willing to fucking admit that the game it's just a fucking game, dude. Like a game doesn't need to be like so consistent with its lore. Like some games do, but games like this, it's a kids game. They're not gonna stay consistent with their lore. But Tyranitar 2, whatever. Go like watch his streams or something. Like his newest videos or something. Except for the Pokemon trailer analysis shit, because then he's just gonna look at leaks, like 4chan leaks, like that were made 4 seconds ago. But yeah, link in description for Lockston's video. Uh, don't forget to like that video either. As long as you like that video, I'll be okay. Anyways, I'll also put it in the title card as well if I do that to begin with. Um. Anyways, goodbye. Hopefully, there's not another rant video. I'm so out of energy, and my mouth's so fucking dry. I need something to drink. Goodbye.